Devon and I'm an exercise physiologist. So what that means is I figure out how the body works and what it does when you guys are moving around, when you're playing sport, when you're running around, when you're exercising. And it's a pretty cool job because I'm sure everyone here exercises. And every day when I go to work and I do some research, one question keeps popping up. And that question is, will Coyote ever beat Roadrunner? So you guys know who these two guys are, right? Are you familiar with them? And this guy, Coyote, is always trying to catch the Roadrunner, and he never does. And I'm hopefully going to give you the answer of why he doesn't. But before I give you that answer, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you guys run? Now, show of hands, who here runs? Whether you play soccer or you run around when you're playing, good. So I'm speaking to all of you. You all run, so this is all directed towards you. Now, before I carry on, I want you on the end. Come down here. I want to include you in this.
Yay!
What is your name? That's it. Alright, so what I want you to do is from here, just run to the end of the room nice and slowly, just a nice jog. Running to the end of the room. There we go. So you can come over here. I'm going to call Latif Little Lightning, because he's a good runner. And Latif is better off now than he was at the end of the room there, because his brain is healthier. From running, his brain is healthier. From running, his heart is healthier and all his other organs are healthier. And finally, if little Lightning over here ran up and down and didn't stop, he would get fitter. He wouldn't be this guy over here. He would be this guy over here, which is very cool. Here we go. Here's the check. But it's not all fun and games, guys. It's not all good. There's a bad side to running as well. And the thing I'm talking about is injury. If you run, there's a chance you can get injured. And I know that almost 80% of people who try running get injured within a year. That's not good. So, to put this into perspective, I'm going to take the best runner I know. This guy runs all day, every day, and he can run forever. So if I put a start line and a finish line, and I line 10 of them up, and I say all you have to do is start here and cross that line over there, and I say go. What's going to happen? They run, and you see two cross the line. But what's happening to these guys? These guys don't cross the finish line. Whoa, you're getting ahead of yourself. These guys don't cross the finish line. And it's because they get injured. So scientists came together and they said, what can we do to help these guys cross the finish line, to join the two that did cross the finish line? And they came up with something very interesting, very unusual. And what they came up with was this. Barefoot running. So they said running barefoot is better than running with shoes. Now, how they came up to this is that as we evolved to become the humans we are today, we evolved barefoot. You didn't see any cavemen running around wearing shoes, did you? So they said we were designed to run without shoes. They also said that if you run without shoes, maybe the forces or the impacts when you hit the ground is a lot less and you won't get injured. So, I'm going to demonstrate that for you. Do you want to climb over the chairs there? You can come down. Climb over the chairs, watch out for the phone here, be careful. I want to show you guys exactly how this works. So, what's your name? As well, sheesh. Okay. So, all I want you to do is, I want you to jump, but before you jump, when you land, I want you to land with straight legs and on flat feet. Okay, so jump and land with straight legs. See how you hit the ground? It didn't feel too good. I mean, you hit the ground quite hard. Now what I want you to do is jump as high as you can and you can land anywhere you want. You can take a seat. But what I want to point out there is that when he didn't bend his knees and he landed on his heels, you heard that impact. It was a very sharp impact. But when I told him he could land anywhere he wanted, he bent his knees and he landed on the front of his foot. I don't know if you guys saw that. He landed on the front of his foot. And scientists think, hey, that's the key, that's what's going to help with injuries. So, you're probably wondering, if we evolved without shoes, and now I'm telling you don't wear shoes when you run, why are we wearing shoes? Well, the answer is quite simple. Humans are lazy. We are lazy people. And I did some research last year and I looked at the muscles that you use when you run. And I looked at this muscle over here. It's called the lateral gastrocnemius. The lateral gastrocnemius. Do you know what the lateral gastrocnemius is? Take a guess. Choose a muscle. Point to the muscle. It's in the leg. Yes? Almost. It's your calf muscle. So over here, everyone know this muscle here? It's your calf muscle. Here's a chocolate. I looked at the calf muscle, and I found that when running without shoes, you use more muscles. It's harder. You use more energy. And people are lazy. They don't want to do that. So what they do, instead of landing on the front of your foot, like he demonstrated now, you land on your heel. You land on your heel. So now, I'm going to do a little experiment, and this could get interesting. I'm going to show you the effects of landing on your heel. In this hand, I have a golf ball, and it's quite hard. And on the floor, I have glass picture frames. You can see where this is going. And if you land on your heel without wearing shoes, it's like landing a golf ball on a glass picture frame. And this is the effect. It didn't break, but I'm going to try again. Okay, you guys are lucky. It's probably safer, but you can hear that noise. You can hear that it's a sharp impact. Now, scientists said let's put cushioning there. So now I have a squash ball in my hand. And if I drop that, see it sounds a lot softer. And they say, hey, that's the key to injury. And that's what's known as rates of loading. And another way I can show it to you is that when that golf ball hit the ground, it hit it very hard. When the softball hit the ground, it hit it softly. And that's what happens when you run barefoot. It hits it softly, nothing's happening. I'm striking this match, but very slowly. Nothing's happening. If this lights up, it creates an injury. What's happening when you land on your heel when barefoot, it happens a lot faster. And the match lights, and it creates an injury. So you don't want to hit the ground hard, like he did when he landed with straight legs. So this is where my research comes in. What I want to know is what happens to this guy when you're tired. So you're fit, now you're running, and now you're becoming tired. And again, I looked at people running without shoes and people running with shoes. And immediately, I saw that the chance of getting injured was higher when running without shoes, because these people were landing on their heels, which is not good when running barefoot. As soon as they became more fatigued, look what happened. See that? Instead of this, they're now landing more on their heels, which is even worse. Watch what happens now. The chance of getting injured when barefoot over here shoots through the roof. You don't want that. You will get injured. It will hurt. What happens with the shoes is that nothing happens. You can land anywhere you want and it doesn't change it. So I've asked a few questions and I want a few answers. First, I asked the question, what's better, running barefoot or running with shoes? What do you guys think? Shout it out. It's a trick question. I'm tricking you here because both are better. The reason both are better is because they both get you running. And what I showed you with Little Lightning is that running is good for you, for your brain, your heart, and it gets you fit. When I asked what's better, running when you're fresh and happy or when you're tired and fatigued, it's easy. It's awesome to run when you're feeling fresh. But it throws a spanner in the works. It's not as simple. Because when you're fatigued or when you're tired and you're running without shoes, running barefoot becomes bad. So that's not good. And the last thing I wanted to see is if it's better to land on your heel or land on the front of your foot. And I find that it's better to land on the front of your foot. So if you can do that, that's good. So originally, I asked the question, will he ever catch it? And you guys watch the cartoons, you know that this happens. Roadrunner runs away, he runs away, and Coyote can never catch him. So we have a frustrated Coyote over here, right? Look at that face, not very happy. And I see that he's running barefoot. He's running barefoot, but I don't know how he runs. I don't know if he lands on his heel or on the front of his foot. So to be safe, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put shoes on Coyote. And by putting shoes on Coyote, I'm going to say that he will probably run longer, further, maybe faster. And let's see, if we put shoes on him, and now he chases him, Roadrunner, let's see what happens. Oh, he's catching up. He's catching up. And he's caught it. So now, by wearing shoes and not knowing how he runs, we know that he can run faster and further and catch a road runner. Thank you very much, guys.